A 34-year-old kindergarten teacher from Belo Horizonte was sitting in 22 degrees Celsius with a half-eaten bag of cashews in her lap when both engines on her aircraft quit, at the same time, over the deepest, most unforgiving stretch of the Amazon rainforest on Earth. No warning lights, no gradual fade, just a sound she would later describe as the sky holding its breath. And then nothing. No thrust, no roar, just wind against aluminum and 147 people who didn't know yet that they were falling. Her name was Camila. She was on her way to visit her mother for the first time in 2 years. She had a window seat because she always asked for one. She liked watching clouds. What nobody on that plane knew, what she herself had almost forgotten, was that Camila Ferreira had spent 4 years learning to fly, not commercially, not professionally, quietly, in a grass-strip field 40 minutes outside the city, with a retired Air Force instructor named Teodoro, who smelled like motor oil and black coffee and believed, with absolute conviction, that the sky never forgives carelessness. She hadn't touched a control yoke in 16 months. The aircraft was an Embraer E195. 2 engines, full fuel load at departure, 147 souls aboard, and both engines were gone. Before we go any further, drop a comment below. What state are you watching from? I read every single one, and if this is the kind of story you came here for, subscribe. There are more coming. The cockpit was 60 feet ahead of her. She couldn't see it, but she already knew what the pilots were looking at, and she knew something else. Something that would take her another 4 minutes to decide whether to act on. 3 hours earlier, Camila had arrived at Galau International with one rolling suitcase, a tote bag full of picture books she was bringing her mother, and the particular exhaustion of someone who had been holding themselves together for too long. She'd had a hard year, not catastrophically, just the grinding kind. A classroom that never felt like it quieted, a relationship that ended not with a fight, but with a long, honest conversation that somehow hurt worse. Rent increases, the kind of tired that sleep doesn't fix. She found her seat, wrestled her suitcase into the overhead bin without asking for help because she never asked for help, and settled in next to a man in his 60s who introduced himself as Ronaldo, a retired civil engineer from Manaus who was returning home from his granddaughter's baptism. He showed her a photo on his phone before she'd even fastened her seatbelt. The baby was 3 weeks old and had a full head of dark hair and was wearing a white dress that was clearly a family heirloom. "Beautiful," Camila said, and she meant it. "First girl in 4 generations," Ronaldo said, with the specific pride of a man who had been waiting a long time for something without knowing he was waiting for it.